I love our cherry blossom base over here. It's cute, it's quaint, it is very, very starter base, which is, and always was, the original idea, but it is in the need of a bit of an upgrade. This is my storage building, and I've outgrown it. These 8 chests and 4 barrels aren't big enough anymore. All of the chests are getting totally full up, and I need more storage, simple as that. I don't really want to put the storage room anywhere else, because it's nice and convenient being over here, just across from the main house, so unfortunately I'm going to take this down and replace it with something else. I did want to originally preserve this building, just for, historical sake of the world, but let's be honest, it's not the most impressive thing you've ever seen, so I'm okay with tearing it down and building something bigger and better in replace of it. But first things first, we gotta empty it out before we can take it down, otherwise these chests and all of our items are going to be massively in the way. So if we just grab a little bit of wood here, we're going to need a lot of chests today, so if we just turn all of this wood into chests, and then we can separate all of our items out afterwards and get them just tucked away somewhere else over there. So hopefully 15 should be enough. I think that's equivalent to the same amount of chests and barrels I've got over there, so we should be fine. But for now, let's just make a little storage stack over here that we can tuck everything away at for the meantime. There we go. That should be just fine. So we're going to build it in the same place, and I know I could have just gone underground, but that saves me the time of going down a ladder or a staircase or anything like that, and you may think it's a minimal amount of time, but when you go to a storage room you need it easily accessible, you need something quick and fast. So yeah, this thing is going to get torn down and replaced by something that I think is going to be better all in all, and I'll try and keep it in the same style as we've got the other 2 buildings around here. And the well, of course. But for now, let's move some items across. Well, this is a very sad sight. Got it all packed up in the inventory, and I'm just going to put it in a chest, never to be reassembled, which is a little bit upsetting, weirdly. We'll use some of it maybe for the build that we're going to make. Put it back into its next creation. But I think what we got to do now is make this a little bit bigger, because we need more room for the build that's going to be here. And honestly, what might be a good idea is if we just run back over here a second and grab some chests. Do I have any? Or something we can use as like chest markers. I had 11. Is that going to be enough? Maybe if we just get like 1 more, and that should be fine. Because I'm probably not going to have that many. Oh, we got no crafting table. But if we could just kind of plot out where all the chests are going to go, so I have an idea, and then we can maybe build around it. I think that works pretty well. Also going to need a block to go next to them. So let's just get some tuff for now or something. I'll probably use like polished tuff, because that's like one of my favorite blocks. Just nice and clean. So probably have to change the pathway a little bit, but that's alright. And I really like having this tree here, so I don't particularly want to get rid of that. So we need to give ourselves room for a wall. So if we maybe start the chests here, possibly? That seems too close. But I am aware of how little room we do actually have, even though we can do some landscaping. It's not that much. Let's see. Thinking, do we maybe want to go down a level before we start anything? I think that might be a good idea. Gonna have to destroy the path a little bit, but that's alright. We can fix it all up afterwards. But if we just take this level out, at least that gives us a little bit more room to work with here. And then if needed, we can kind of expand this outwards and chop down some of these trees. Don't mind getting rid of them. But this one, I like this one, so I want it to stay. But there we go, okay. Right, how do we want to do this? Trying to think where the sort of side of the building would be, so it's going to go round here. So maybe if we just place them here for now, so we can do like double chest, and then the outside wall. So yeah, that gives us enough room. In fact, we could maybe even go one more over. Yeah, okay, that works. So I'm thinking if we go like 2 along there, and then what I like doing is putting a block either side of that. And then the same again. And that way you can stick an item frame or a sign or something next to each chest and you know what's going to be going in there. Then you don't have to have anything on the chest itself. And I think it's just quite a clean way to do it. So how many of them do we want? Maybe just like 3? So what would that be? That would be 6 on one side, then we do... Oh, I brought the perfect amount of chests for this, actually. Yeah, it was made to be. Okay, we'll do 6 on either side and stack them like 4 or 5 high. I don't need that many, but I would like to have more than enough, so I hopefully won't have to upgrade again for a long time. But if we go, maybe leave ourselves 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do the next one over here. Might end up having to do some jiggery-pokery and moving things about, but if we can get just the general shape down, that would be a good start. So 2 tough, and then, yeah, the last 2 over here. Right, how does that feel to sort of be in here? Trying to imagine it going up to the ceiling. Yeah, I'd say that's good. I feel like that's enough room in the middle, but not too much so it's all far away. You know, everything's kind of in grabbing distance. Okay, let's take a step over here by the house. Is that gonna look massive? I'm tempted to shift it over slightly, otherwise I think we may end up clipping the tree, depending on what we do with the roof. So yeah, maybe we'll shift it over just 1 or 2 blocks and see if I can place some dirt around here to increase our platform. Maybe even... I was going to say go back a bit, but no, we're already sort of tailing off the hill here. So yeah, honestly just 1 or 2 blocks over and we should be all good. Okay, that's looking like it's a bit easier to work with now. We did have to chop down a couple of trees in the process, which is a little bit sad, but we'll probably replant some more, hence why there is a floating beehive. We will definitely make sure to at least move that one. But we have now all the chests perfectly symmetrical this time. I was actually 1 off on a couple of them. But I think this should be plenty of room, so I think we're going to get some cherry logs, and instead of using, although we probably still will use cobble, maybe for the roof, but the only other block we're going to add this time, and I didn't have it at the time of building these 2 buildings and the original storage room, was tuff. I love tuff. Who doesn't love tuff? One of the best blocks that's been added in a long time. So we're going to use this probably inside and out. So if we grab some of these, I think for like the outside border block, and then we'll probably use these on the inside next to the chests. So if we just grab some of these and see if we can start plotting an outline. I'm trying to think how I did these. Both of them sort of have the cherry logs at the bottom, but I think I want to use them more as sort of pillars this time. So I think first things first, let's replace all of these with tough bricks. And hopefully that should already be making it look better. I'm sure it would, I don't see why it wouldn't. For this sort of thing, the brick option is definitely better. Also gonna need to get rid of like all of these at some point, so add this to my pink petal collection that's continuously growing. Did require pretty heavy amounts of landscaping here. All of these dirt blocks had to place down. It'll look better once the grass grows over it all and everything. Okay, let's switch over to our chiseled ones and our logs. So if we like have the entranceway here, 3 wide, that works. And then, oh, hang on a second, let's think about this. So these are going to go back by a block, so we need to bring these back as well. And then I guess the outside of the building can cover up the backs of the chests. Yeah, that works. Okay, so if we do that there, and then do like double logs on the corner, maybe? Is that going to work on this side if I give myself enough room? I have, actually, pretty much perfectly. Get that. Right, we'll extend these back as well. I won't do the chest just yet because I'm going to need to go chop a whole bunch of wood for that anyway. Let's see. Maybe on the in-between boxes where we can do the chiseled tuff. Then I guess we can do the same around the back as well. And then it's just what do we do on the sides? Probably more of the same. That's right, we're not trying to do anything revolutionary here. What about just tough all the way across, or is that going to look like too much? That might be a bit too much. Maybe if we sort of separate it up a little bit. So do a log there, and what was that, 3? Or if we do 2 and 4, maybe 2 and 4 works better. So 2 there, 4 in the middle, and then another 2. Obviously we're trying to imagine this going all the way up, like an extra 4 blocks probably before we hit the roof. Yeah, okay. Sure, that works. And we should still be able to do windows of some kind, because mobs shouldn't be able to see through like a closed trapdoor or anything like that, so we should be safe. Obviously we don't really want any open windows, otherwise we're going to have issues. Don't want like a creeper seeing us through the wall and then exploding on the edge of the storage room. That would not be ideal. We'll close that backside up because that's not going to be an entranceway. We'll just have one way in, one way out. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good size-wise, at least to walk around here. It's probably going to absolutely dwarf the other 2 buildings, but that's fine. The storage room, it's probably meant to be the biggest. Yeah, okay, nice, that works. We could definitely do with a couple trees planted back. I think that's what's missing at the moment. And possibly even getting some more of the flowers returned. I think that's what's throwing it off at the moment. Just because it's so barren compared to the rest of the cherry blossom biome, the cherry grove. Yeah, that's a good start. Okay, I think the next thing we need to do is figure out how many chests we actually want. But to do that, we are going to need to go chop some wood. I'm just thinking, we might have a good opportunity right now. We quickly do an inventory dump. Where are... Oh, you know what, we'll just shove everything in here. This can be my working on currently chest. Saplings. I'm definitely going to do some better organizing in this next storage room. Actual labeling system would be nice. Okay. Right, seeds in there, sticks in there, clean inventory, good to go. I was just going to, while the sun's setting, hello sweetheart, grab, where is it? My silk touch, and do I still need a campfire if it's silk touch? I was going to go rescue that bee nest. I think I might still need a campfire. Do we have one of those? No, but that's alright. I can quickly craft one. preferably before it gets too dark. Coal, just need one of those. And there we go. Okay, let's go rescue those bees. Hopefully, by this point of the night, they are all back inside. I'm gonna hope so, because I am about to tear down their home. Silk touch? Yes. There we go, and we got an achievement. Nice. What is that? 3 out of 5, or 3 out of 3 bees, 5 out of 5 honey. That is perfect. Alrighty, let's go to sleep, and in the morning, put this axe to work and chop a whole bunch of trees. I'm going to go off on a limb here and say that that is enough logs to craft the chest that we're going to need today. We're going to have a big storage room, but not that big. Oh well, it'll give us enough for future projects as well. I did manage to get the trees growing this time. I had to take down the fences. Not sure if I'm going to have to do that every time, but we got a lovely podzol patch now, which honestly doesn't look too bad. I don't hate it, but we're going to make our way back. Actually, no. I was going to stop at the lumberjack cabin and craft them into chests, but I don't actually know how many chests I'm going to need just yet. Let's think. We got 6 either side, but 6 double chests actually, so that's 12 either side. How high do we want them? Not too high, otherwise we're going to be stretching. I'm trying to think what it is in my other world. I think I have them stacked 5 high, which I feel like is a good amount. So what is that, like a couple of stacks of chests? Probably not, maybe less, I'm not sure. Let's go back to the crafting table, maybe just craft a stack of them for now, and we'll see how far that gets us. I was thinking, if I decide to label the chest with item frames, I'm gonna need to get leather from somewhere. And as you guys know, I'm trying not to slaughter animals too much in this world. Not intentionally like leading a vegetarian lifestyle or anything like that, but I don't know, I kind of like the idea of doing things a little bit different this time. And not killing all the animals, I think goes into that pretty well. So I have to get another source somehow. Okay, a stack of chests, that should be fine for the moment. We just pop back over here and get some more of our tough bricks. Where did I put them? This one down here? Yeah, but that's not enough, so let's craft some more. Don't mind using a few more resources nowadays. Now that I've got a good pickaxe, I can go and grab some tough pretty easily. Don't need to be quite as picky about how many blocks of each item I'm using or anything. Alright, so let's just do a tester on these guys over here. You're facing together. I'd like you facing that way, please. I always like to put my chests facing the same direction, just so they open up the same. Yep, okay, that works. Alright, so we'll double these up. Let's see how 5 high looks. Is that 5 high? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that's a good amount, and 5's just quite a nice number to work with. Any more than that might honestly be a bit too big of a reach. Like if we did all the way up to 6, yeah, you're just about grabbing that top one. I think 5 is a really good stopping point. I can already tell I'm not going to have enough chests for this though. So maybe let's just do one side for now and we can figure out how this whole build's going to work. We got these two facing into each other. Just for symmetry, really. I think a storage room is one of the few places in Minecraft that you really should keep symmetrical if you like, you know, neat and orderly things, which I definitely do. Usually, you know, it's not too bad to avoid symmetry. But with something that's intentionally made to keep you nice and organized, I think symmetry might actually not be the worst thing in the world. Alrighty, okay. Let's see, how do we want to do this then? We're going to have to take you all the way up to cover you on the side. Whatever we do here will cover up the backs of them, but we'll come back to that after because it's on the outside of the build. And then do the same here. Got to remember whatever we put above the chest is going to have to be like a stair or a slab or something like that. Otherwise, if we do that, we can't open it. Just take these last few up. And then maybe just pop down a second. Yep, that is an array of chests. That works. We'll have our item frames or signs, going up all of these blocks here to indicate what's next to it. Let's go craft 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stairs. Maybe just see how that's going to look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Thank you very much. We break what we've just done and climb back up to the top. And then if we do another block on top of all of these. And then upside down stairs. Oh, but we're going to need to cover up the back block as well. I guess some slabs would work just fine. But there we go, we can still open them. And how is that looking? Yeah, it's not going to be quite as much tough bricks on display once we get the signs or whatever in place, because that's going to cover some of it up. But that works. We could also do like another block on top before we get to the ceiling, but that depends on how high the building goes up. Which, I'll be honest, I haven't really thought about just yet. But I'll get to it in due course. Just get 6 of those slabs and place them over the chest. And then if this all works well and looks fine, we can copy it on over to the other side. Trying to think, will we need blocks here? Not really needed from the front point of view, so I think for now we'll leave it just in case we can do something with it when we come to the outside of the build. Yeah, there we go. That covers up all of the chest room nicely. Obviously we got the back to do something with. I'll probably do like trapdoors or something just to let a little bit of light through, which I think will be quite nice. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big building. A lot bigger than what was here before. Okay, yeah, we need some more chests. That is not enough to finish that side. Okay, that feels pretty good in here. I would say that's roomy enough with enough chests and should make a pretty nice storage room once we actually get it encapsulated with a building. Because right now we're kind of missing that. So I've just gone ahead and chopped a few more cherry logs because we're probably going to need them. I thought we'd start building up here. So let's start in the corners. That's always a good place to go. Guess maybe we'll just try and follow the outline of this for now and see if we can create anything of it. So we'll do the front for now and we'll copy it to the back after. Oh, you're not meant to be there. Is that the same on the other side? Yeah, you're also not meant to be there. I don't think none of you blocks are meant to be here actually. Let's get rid of you. Okay. Now we need to hop back down, and for the roof we're going to use cobblestone, because that's what we've done for the other two. It's going to be quite a big roof, so we might have to afterwards mix in some other blocks, just so it's not an overwhelming amount of cobblestone. But I thought we'd get some of the blocks used from the previous build to put into this one. That seems like the right thing to do, I guess. But if we just make our way back up, we're going to have to take some of these down. And completely missed that jump. Let me try that again. There we go. So I'm thinking we could almost go for like a barn roof kind of shape. So if I was to make a barn, I would probably start quite steep to begin with and then gradually trail off the closer I got to the top. So let's just go and do what I've just done there on this side. And how close to the middle are we? And once again, it's nighttime. Man, it comes around quick. Okay, gets us to this point here. Did I bring slabs? I did. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. How's that looking? Take a quick step back. A little bit of fall damage. A little bit strange at the moment because of these bits, but we can sort that out after. But the general curvature, yeah, I think that could work. We'll continue in the morning. It's a little bit dark to do building right now. Okay, let's see what we can do here. First things first, let me collect my blocks that I just left lying about the floor. Need to do something with the corners before we do anything else. So we go an upside down stair here. If we do another one there, and then regular. We need to fill in that corner somehow. If we get a slab like that. Yeah, okay, not too bad. It's a little bit flat at the bottom here, so maybe we'll bring those down again. Although that just looks the same actually, not that. How about that instead? Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Okay. Do the same over here as well. I'm nearly running out of previously used blocks, so we're going to have to go craft some new ones. But let's take another step back actually, because that will probably change how this looks quite a bit. Not sure. Might need to do something a little bit special sort of on this line right here, because that's a very steep drop off. But we can probably sort something out. I guess like another line of stairs. Okay, I've got an idea in my head. Just trust me. It usually turns out okay, at least. So I need more cobblestone. Where is that? There we go. Okay, turn this mostly into stairs. Keep some of the 4 blocks with us. And we still got these slabs to use, which we could actually just do slabs all the way over. I guess. Can always add a few tweaks afterwards. And then that's where the cherry logs are. We can go ahead and add these here on the other side, because I think I'm pretty happy with that. And worst comes to worst, we could just tear it all down and do it again. It is not a big deal. That is the beauty of this game. Nothing's permanent. Okay, and then the last side over here. 4 more of those, there we go. I always just like to get the roof outline in before I really do anything else, because I think that's kind of the hardest thing to change. Once you got the outline of the whole roof in place, you can go ahead and then do the walls, and then you can fill it in. Which, to be fair, this roof is going to be pretty basic. Especially if we do entirely cobblestone, which... yeah, I'm not sure, because that's like a lot of cobblestone. But then it's the same as the other roofs, so I feel like it makes sense. On the other hand, there is absolutely nothing stopping me changing the previous roofs. I'm not utterly attached to the look of those. So maybe we could do that. Oh, that was close. Nearly didn't make it. I think once we've got all of this built up, it'll give us a pretty good idea of if this is going to work or not. And I shouldn't have used those two. Where have those 2 slabs gone? Did I use it here? Yes, I did. Reduce and reuse. There we go. The build that was previously here is now entirely, or at least the roof, within this one. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to have to do something here. I'm thinking if we... I mean, we're going to have blocks there, and then slabs or stairs there. We could do something like that. Okay, that should give me a good idea, at least from the front over this way, to be able to see if that's going to look nice. Well, the tree is actually blocking it a little bit at the moment. I probably should have done it the other side, but... Can I climb up here at all? Yeah, okay. I think that could work. It's very barn-like, which I guess was the original idea. So, let me locate my cobble chest, whichever one that is. One of these is full up of cobblestone. Here we go. And fill the rest of the roof in. That is looking good as far as shape is concerned. I definitely need to have a think to see if I want to add in any sort of texture. But I don't hate the mass amount of cobblestone. Most of the time I'll be looking at this is going to be from front on anyway, and you can't really see that much, if we're being honest. But we'll worry about that after everything's built. I do have access to regular stone now pretty easily, as well as andesite, so we could maybe mix a bit of that in. I'm not sure. I'll have a think as I continue to build. So I got some more blocks with me here. I think let's do the front entranceway first, as that's kind of most important. So we'll definitely have these going all the way up to that roof there. Coming all the way down. And then I love a good 1, 2, 3, 3x3 like arched entranceway. So we'll do something like that. And then how many blocks is that up there? Let's just pillar up a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't really count at the top. How does that look for a window? I honestly think maybe just have a extra bit of like loggage at the top here, and then we'll just have another 3x3 window just above the 3x3 door. Then we can... Oh, hello, invisible man. Nice of you to join me. Yeah, okay, and once again it's getting dark. You know what, we'll sleep outside tonight. Right next to the 2 llamas here, with absolutely nothing attached to them. They've gone. Where have they gone? They vanished. Round the corner? Hello. Have you got anything for me that I could possibly want? I don't really have that many emeralds. I do always try and get this trade whenever I see it, because Nautilus shells aren't that easy to come by, but I'm probably not going to need anybody or any shells for a little while. So I'll let you just wander about for a bit before you carry on your travels. So we got a door and a window. What do we want to do with these bits? I think they're maybe going to be a bit easier to tackle. We got a lot of strip logs in the other, well, 2 buildings, but there were some in this one before it turned into this. So maybe we could do like a line of strip logs coming all the way down, because that's, yeah, no, that's a big no. Like that. Yeah, okay, I don't... No, I like that actually, yeah, that's nice. It's just a very flat. I'm wondering if there's... Maybe we get some... Oh, of course you've got stuck up there. If we could do like some rotation, so like we have one upwards, then one to the side, and kind of vice versa. So that... Oh, I hear a baby zombie. Hang on a second. Bear with me, Where'd he go? Oh, he died. What a sucker. Nearly killed me in the process, but what a sucker. There we go, I was just trying to build. How rude. yeah, that's a little bit more interesting, I would say. Maybe not nicer, maybe not cleaner, but more interesting, which I think I always favour sometimes. For good or for worse, it's what I do. So we start with an up, and then a side, then side up, and there we go. Okay. Give them a good strip, and then take another step back. How's that looking? Yeah, I like that actually. I think maybe that is the nicer thing to do, having them going side to side. Right, do I have any cherry trapdoors or stairs or slabs? Save me crafting a bunch? Not really. Let's go make some, because I'm probably going to need a fair bit for the windows and the rest of the walls. So just turn all of you into planks. I'll take quite a lot of trapdoors, because I'm probably going to get through them. Might not need that many slabs, so I won't bother crafting them for now. Ah, we got 6 left, sure. We'll just get a few extra. Oh, I forgot about shelves. Shelves exist. Okay, so while I was thinking the entrance, we could just do like that classic archway, but now we have shelves. If we want a bit more of a gradual curve, we could turn those into shelf blocks. Let's see. I don't actually know what the cherry shelves look like, because that is quite... Oh, that's too many. We'll just make a bunch. There we go. I'll probably use them at some point. That's quite a different colour to... Like, these two are very separate, so it might not actually work out all that well. But we will try it anyway. Still got a stack of logs left, so we should be alright. Oh yeah, that's quite a bit darker, isn't it? Ugh, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna... actually... You're really in the way. It's not too bad, but it is... We'll leave it for now. I might change it out at a later stage. I think for the window at the top, we won't bother with the shelves. We'll just do all stairs and trapdoors. Get a nice classic circular window. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, cool. I think we could hang a lantern down from the middle as well. That would be pretty nice. Although... Nope, that's fine. We can do that. I was thinking it wasn't a full block, but I'm pretty sure we should be able to connect a chain to that. Let's go grab one. Because I know I definitely got a chain somewhere in these chests. Oh, it is going to be nice to be organised. Get our lantern. There we are. I knew I had some somewhere. Just jump on up. 1 or 2? Maybe 2? I'm actually thinking maybe 1 instead. It's blocking the window a little bit. Oh, of course. Come on. Back up we go. There we are. Okay, so how's that looking for the front of our barn? Or storage building, sorry. It is looking very much like a barn, isn't it? I kind of like that, though. It's a barn conversion, sure. Alright, that I'm happy with for now. We probably won't leave it open like this, because otherwise, you know, stuff might come on in, which is never really that great. But I'm not sure how we're going to cover up the door here, so we'll just come back to that. The sides, what do we want to do here? I think we'll bring these all the way up like we did before. And you know what we could also do? Just to change up this long line of slabs that we got. Do an upside down stair. Okay, we haven't got that great of a view from this point. The tree is kind of blocking it. Yeah, that works. Let's work on the little windows first of all. So, trapdoors we can use because if we close them, mobs can't see through or anything. So I think we should be fine like that. and I don't like how that goes directly into the cobblestone. What about some... Oh, let's not do that, otherwise that's going to strip the log that I'm not trying to strip. I'm trying to strip those. Yeah, I like that actually. And then from the inside we should still get a little bit of light coming through. From behind the chests, obviously only when it's daytime. We're actually getting less at the moment because these are totally open. These aren't quite as open, but once we've got everything enclosed in, it should be a bit more noticeable. And when the sun is in the right place too. Let's do the same over here, and then we'll probably just do the same for the middle, but like a wider version. Somehow, I don't know exactly what just yet, so let's do this one first. Let's do what we know. There we go, okay. I guess we'll have the trapdoors again in the middle. Then it's just what to do either side. We could get some more stripped logs maybe. But I feel like that might just be a bit too much. Yeah, I think I'd rather have these jutting out a little bit. How about... Hang on, I know. I knew I crafted this many for a reason. Some shelves. Yeah, okay, they definitely work around here. Maybe not around the front, but here, I think that works just fine. Right, nice. So that means... Well, actually, the back is going to be slightly different, but probably not too much. But either way, this side is going to be the same, so let's work on this one. Okay, let's tackle the back. I think we're going to do pretty much the same thing as what we have for the front. Just obviously instead of a doorway around here, we'll have something else. Actually, tell you what, first of all, let's just go grab that other lantern that I'm pretty sure was in this chest. I feel like I saw two. If I can find which chest. Again, I've lost it. There we are. The two lanterns that were in the original build. Oh, hello, little green guy. Thank you for making yourself known to me. It's a shame I can't aim. Anyone else about? Or were you the only one? I think you might have been the only one. Okay. We're in the clear. Oh, I'm going to run out of cherry logs, aren't I? That's just brilliant. It's alright, I'll go chop a couple more. Let's just get this lantern up here. Give ourselves a bit of light as well. Actually, I might be okay. Nope, I'm gonna fall short. Unless I've got any in a chest. Potentially. Oh no, I need more up here as well. Okay, that's fine. Can I just jump and reach them? Come on, I know I can. There we go. And then 3 more. Okay, let's see if we got any more. I did realise a lot of the saplings that I replaced down once I chop a tree haven't actually grown. And I've been doing that since I started this world. Because if you put them next to flowers, I don't think they can grow really. Obviously it's a little bit different when there's a beginning world generation. Kind of bypasses everything, but yeah. All of my hard work into replanting the forest after I destroy it was somewhat meaningless, which is a little bit sad. Okay, I shouldn't honestly need more than like 1, maybe 2 trees. All of the leaves, they look like they're beginning to despawn, so hopefully. Okay, let's just pitch this in my head. I need 1, 2, 3, and then like 6 either side, something like that. So yeah, just this one, and then we should be in the clear. Hello horse, mind your head while I'm swinging this axe around. I would hate to accidentally lop it off. Okay, I think that's despawning. So what I've been doing now is just kind of breaking a circle around them in hopes that that will be enough. Trouble is I end up with even more pink petals that I really don't need. I have an entire barrel full of them, which is more than enough. Okay, half a stack of logs, that is gonna be good. Go place them down. I think what I'm probably gonna do for this doorway is just some like trapdoors with an actual door in the middle. That way we can keep it nice and flat in here, because I didn't want it to like, you know, encroach, whoops, that much of a block inwards. Like that would have just been a little bit of an eyesore from the inside. Just got to think what type of wood we want to use basically. But let's be honest, it's probably going to be spruce. It normally is. Okay, what do we do? So that way up, and that way, that way, that way. And give them a strip. Did a bee just fly inside of there? Thought I saw it. Maybe not. Still got to replant that, or replace that other beehive we chopped down from over there. Just got to find a good tree to put it on. There are so many bee nests in the cherry blossom biome. I'm guessing just because of all the flowers. There is a bee inside of here. Okay, you're going to need to get out sooner rather than later, buddy. Or you're going to be stuck here forever. Okay. Gonna need some more trapdoors for up there, because we'll just do the same window. But we can go ahead and get our stairs in, if this little guy wants to find out the way. Come on, just a bit more. There we go, thank you. And then, yeah, we'll get some more trapdoors on that top and bottom block. In just a second. But what do I want to do here? I mean, we could do... Oh, you're back inside again? Could do something like... Oh, and I was going to put another stair there and then just have like a window? Possibly? Okay, so what do we need? We need another stair and 3 more trapdoors. And honestly, I think that may be the outside of the build done? Unless I've missed something. Oh, we need to do the doorway still. Okay, a few stairs, and there we go. Right, so stair, and then one like that. And then a window. Yeah, it's not too bad. Get those 2 in place. Haven't really got anywhere to step back and look at this, but I guess this is far enough. I feel like we need something in this window, but that's occupying the block, so what we can actually do, just go inside here, and then we'll put the trapdoor on the inside, and then we should be able to, yep, place something there. The question is what? I guess just a flower pot, maybe? Don't really need another lantern if we've already got one dangling down from the roof. But do I have any flower pots? That's the question. I do. I remember at one point going to dig up some clay and smelt all of those bricks. What do we want to put in? Maybe just a cherry sapling? They always look really, really nice. Like mini, well, not mini bonsai trees, because that's what bonsai trees are, but a little tiny tree. And we'll keep on the pink theme, I guess. Maybe we should do something else to get another colour in here, but it's very matchy with the rest of the build. But yeah, that's pretty nice, I'd say. Definitely big enough. Certainly bigger than what we had before. And what we do need to do, actually, before I forget, need to make our pathway come over here. So do we want to just sort of do that, maybe? Kind of want this to come out a little bit more. Let's go get some dirt. Dirt, dirt, dirt. I know you're in here somewhere. There you are. Yeah, we'll just expand this a little bit outwards. Nothing crazy. Just a tiny bit. These flowers are so annoying. It's what they don't tell you about living in the cherry grove. You will have pink petals constantly blocking what you're trying to do. Okay, how do we like that? And we'll just move this fence over a little bit because that was there from the previous build. Maybe that? No, that's too wide at the end here. You know what, that's okay. I haven't been going too perfectly with the pathways in this world. They're a little bit all over the place. This one's maybe even a bit too, like, thick. But it's leading to a pretty big building, so I don't mind. We're actually going to be able to do that one as well, which I guess tails it off slightly. So yeah, that's alright. Let's go in and grab... Yeah, let's just do spruce. Spruce is easy. It's one of the only trapdoors that have no holes in, which is kind of what I'm after. Because I don't want to be able to see through. I kind of want it to look like one big doorway, you know? Could always use birch, I guess, but not a huge fan of the trapdoor of that. The spruce ones, however, what's not to love? Okay, fold all of them. That way we have a pretty flat surface from the inside. Can still use the door, and yeah, that looks perfectly fine. I don't think that needs changing in the slightest. The only thing I might do, I know I said I wasn't fussing with the pathways too much, but it's bothering me a little bit. Just try and like curve that round slightly. I could tweak this sort of thing all day long, which is probably not a good thing to do. You know what, we'll leave it as that. That is good. Sun's going down, that's a good time for me to stop working on that little section. Sort my inventory out, and then I guess we can move on to the interior, which... Okay, we're going to have to be careful when we open this door. There may potentially be something inside of it. So I've been stood in here for a little while now, just trying to think on what I want to do with it, and I'm pretty sure I know what's left. It's just this little bit of the wall, the ceiling, and the floor. So I've gone ahead and gathered some materials, and I'm hoping this will be really satisfying and I'll be able to use every single one of these to the exact amount and it'll all be very nice. So the first thing we're going to do is just pillar up. We'll go a little bit out either side and we'll do the ceiling to begin with. I'm going to do that out of spruce. Same reason as why we've done the door. It just nice and easy. It works well. So we'll have slabs all the way across. Let's not fall off the other side. Then we can do the same over here. Just like that. And then we're going to have, let's see, trapdoors here. Just in line with the top of the stair. Same on the other side. And then right in the middle, we'll just have a line of slabs. Could use full blocks, but I'm just trying to save on some resources. Cheap out a little bit. So we've got some chains and lanterns here. And I'm just trying to think where I want to put these. Maybe 1, 2, 3, and then on the fourth block. Whoops, that's not how you do it. How far is that over this way? 1, 2, 3, fourth block. Yeah, okay, that should be good. Let's tear down our tough pillar, which is actually going to be the blocks that we're going to stick just above our chests over here. Get our lanterns down first though. grab our chiseled tuff and, okay, gonna have to jump and place these, but I think that just adds a nice little decorative trim and kind of breaks away from the mass amount of bricks that we have around here, which I think is really nice. And oops, and we won't, thank you, need to have anything on top of these, like no item frames or signs or anything. So they will stay just as they are, but whew, that's a lot of jumping. There we go, immediately that's looking loads better. The last thing to do is to grab some birch logs. Yes, I know, birch. What a shocker. And that's going to be our floor, but we're going to strip them, so hopefully it won't look too bad. As unveiled a cave, was I good and put torches down here? I was, okay, good job me. I don't always do that. Just go ahead and break the floor here, not forgetting the 2 blocks under the chests. That is important too, as we're going to be able to see that, so got to make sure they're covered as well. Here we go. Last 2, and perfect. And the doorway, which is going to pop off, but that's alright. We'll just do that and place it back. Okay, so I'm thinking, well, we're definitely going to strip them for a start, but what I like doing with the strip logs is this like crisscross checkerboard pattern. If we just do like a small segment here, which is going to get a little bit finicky when we got to place it under the chests. But then we kind of get a bit more of an interesting floor design. Let's do a couple more. Oh, okay, that's really in the way. There we go, there we go. One more there, just got to squeeze them in, looking through a tiny pixel gap. And then we got to do the same with our axe. There we go. You can barely see, but the fact you can see, I think it's so important to cover them up. Yeah, I like that, and I almost never use birch, so gives me a good reason to, I suppose. But yeah, now I need to just tediously place these all the way along. And there we go. Our floor is done. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Definitely nicer than just having one single block, you know, repeated pattern the whole way over. Nicer than the planks, that's for sure. I do think it's maybe a bit much, so maybe we could have like a rug or something in the middle. Potentially. Do I have many carpets? Let's see. Oh, I got a wool farm. I forgot about that. Okay, I should be able to get enough carpets if I don't already. I don't. Okay. That's alright. Tell you what, just for now, I'm not sure what colours I'm going to use or anything like that. But just for now, let's grab some white or pink, whichever I've got the most of. Probably pink, I would guess. White, but I'm probably not going to use pink, so we'll take that instead. Turn this into some carpets and just kind of see how big of a carpet we want to have. Okay, pink petals, once again, really in the way. This is looking good though, I'm happy with this. Oh, how does that look? The underside of the door from the path block, not too bad. That's alright. So where's the middle? This right here are the middle 2 blocks because we're working with even numbers on the side. So maybe that? What do we want? Wider again, I think. Oh, I've got the perfect amount. Okay, it was made to be. Yeah, sure, 18, that works. Oh, and I've actually just thought something else that we really need. And this is actually going to work perfectly if we just break these 2 blocks right here and turn those into planks and then into crafting tables. we can place them in the floor, because they are pretty helpful to have on hand. Probably don't need 2 of them, but symmetry. Works nicer that way. Okay, cool. I think the only thing we could possibly be missing from here are the like utility blocks. So stone cutter and the cartography table and whatnot, but we do actually have all of the cartography table, loom, and whatever the other one is that I'm forgetting over in the log cabin, and I kind of want to keep them over there just to give me a reason to actually, you know, climb the mountain and go over to that build, otherwise I probably never will. So anytime we want to make a banner or do a map or upgrade the armor smithing table, that's what the other one is. You guys want to go in? You can if you want. I can't promise there will ever be an escape. If you can figure it out, you can go in, that's a deal. I don't think they're going to do it. But yeah, I kind of want to keep them over there just to give that building a purpose. But the stone cutter, I do have this one here. I'm wondering if maybe we could fit that somewhere into the inside, because I do... Oh, I've got one right here. I do actually use it quite a lot, as do most players, obviously. It's a really helpful item to have around. The question is, where could I put it? I could replace one of the crafting tables with it, but it's not quite as flat of a surface as the crafting table, so can't redo that. I could put it like there, but it's too like front and center. Makes it seem like way more of an important block than what it actually is. No offense, stone cutter. Could put it in like the ceiling, but then that would take away from the nice clean spruce ceiling that we have. Actually, we could hide it under a carpet. The what are they called? The spikes don't poke through carpet, do they? No. Okay, it's just hidden there. Sure. Do we want that? I mean, yeah, why not, I guess. It'll save me the trip. You know, all the way over there, so far away, right? And I'll probably use that most of the time, but if I ever got to do like a bunch of stone cutting, I just pop open the carpet and craft away. I'm kind of tempted to do 2, either side, just again for symmetry, and I'll have a better chance of picking the right carpet. Now I know it's night time, we got to go a bit careful, but hopefully we got enough torches nearby that nothing's going to spawn on top of me. Hopefully. But we just see if we can find our stone. I should have it somewhere. I thought I did anyway. Maybe I don't have stone. Okay, that's alright. We'll grab some cobblestone. Oops. And stick that in the smelter. And then should be able to craft up a stone cutter. I've been slowly but surely trying to smelt all of the copper that I've got. Which I got quite a lot. It's taken me a while to get through. I find you never need as much copper as you actually end up with. Unless you're doing like a big building project. It's not really needed, but it's fun to mine. Okay, we need an iron ingot. 3 of these, please, whenever you do get the chance to finish that up. Thank you. Craft ourselves another one of them. And coast clear? Coast is clear. So a little sprint over to our lovely new storage building. Pop that down there and cover it up. Nice, okay. This rug is going to need a bit of revision though. Don't really want a bright pink one right in the center. I'll maybe have a think and see what different colours I could and want to use. But as always, first things first, it's bedtime. After a lot of careful carpet placement and a lot of redos, I have ended up with this rug design. I always find carpets are hard to come up with something that looks nice, because it's just wall blocks. And you don't want something that's like a super repeated pattern, like another checkerboard would have been a bit too much, I think. But this kind of looks like a nice stylish rug, and I love these three colours together. The grey, the light grey and the cyan. I think they look very nice. I've got the same thing in my main world over at my base. Just a little bit bigger. But with that, I would say our storage room, other than the item frames and signage and actually filling it up, is done. And it feels pretty nice. It's nice to have more than just a handful of chests. The only thing I want to do, which is why I've got all this bone meal and some saplings with me, is to replant a couple of trees, because we did kind of decimate the landscape a little bit, and it would be nice to have a few back. I'm just very wary of I don't want it getting too close to the build, like this one might be here. But we'll just give it a go. Nope, that is actually perfect. Cherry blossom trees tend to go, you know, either this way or span around. It would be really long going this way. But that actually, it's maybe even too perfect. It's like right along the line here, but that's fine. I'm not going to worry too much. It's just trees. Do we have another one further on down? I feel like maybe... I mean, we could. I don't see why not. Let me just grab a little bit of dirt, actually. I'm not a huge fan of having saplings right on like the edge. Or right on the corner, you know, with no surrounding blocks. I just think it looks a little bit nicer that way. But yeah, we don't want to overdo it. No, what's in the way of you? There we are. Ooh, was that overdoing it? That may have been overdoing it. We'll leave it for now. Trees are very easy to get rid of, thankfully, if we decide we don't want as many as I actually end up placing down here. Put another one right on the edge. And then did we have any up here? I think there was one out the back. But this actually comes like quite far out now, so I don't know if we really want that. Let's see. Let's go over here and have a bit of a... Why have I got two torches? There's a zombie villager under here. I forgot I did that. Oh, I feel kind of bad for forgetting. Well, he's got an item, he's not going anywhere. And I don't need him just yet. I think I maybe kept him for the sake of getting a mending villager, but obviously I kind of went ahead and did that already a couple of episodes ago. Do we want another? I kind of feel like maybe one here and leave like the view out open. Sorry, buddy. You'll have a purpose at some point. I'll cure you one day, but not today, I'm afraid. Not today. Maybe just like right here. Let's make a little bit of room so we're able to grow. Out the way, pink petals. Okay. Please don't be too big. I'm not liking this. This is not a good sign. Was that going to be absolutely massive? Okay, what if we go out a block? Ah, it can be on a corner. It's fine. Ooh. We're touching, but only just. Ah, we'll leave it. It's okay. Just do that. I'll be a bit happier that way. There we go. Alright, got some trees planted back down here. Not looking quite as lonely. And does hopefully a pretty good job of, like, without sounding silly, covering it up. Because it was very much so just on its own there. I think with the extra trees around, it helps. As for the roof, I've been having a think, and I've decided I'm going to leave it for now. Though I would be very open to what you guys think about it. The whole purpose of my base over here is to keep things very simple and very early game-esque, and I think there's nothing simpler and early game and, you know, nostalgic Minecraft than a cobblestone roof. So I actually kind of like it. I think on future buildings I'll probably switch it up if we go further away, but the couple that we have around here, I kind of like the solid cobblestone, I gotta say. I think that looks really good. Okay. Go to bed in a second, but we do have to have a think about what we want to do about labeling. So the simple thing would be to do signs, and that is probably better. I think I generally prefer signs, but I don't often use item frames, so I kind of want to give that a go and see how I get on. The only issue is no leather. And like I said earlier, I don't really want to slaughter a whole bunch of cows if I can help it. So, maybe we could take a trip to the Nether and kill some hoglins? Though, I don't know. Let me sleep on it. I'll see how I feel in the morning. I'd like to say it came to me in a dream, but it didn't. I just woke up and I thought, I don't know if I really feel like going to the Nether today. Just being 100% honest with you guys, and I don't really feel like spending a whole lot of time in there killing hoglins on repeat, because I don't think they actually drop. Okay, B, you're gonna have to watch it. Don't block him, he's not the president. Okay, there we go. I don't think hoglins drop that many pieces of leather each time, so we'd have to kill a few, and we could make a farm, but that requires going to the Nether roof, and I just don't think that really matches the vibe of what we got going on here. So, here's my proposition. We move in all the items as normal, use signs temporarily, and then in an episode in the future, we'll go into that purple portal over there and do a whole bunch of Nether stuff in one whole go. Because there's more things to do in there. I've been to Nether once for about 20 minutes, got scared, and came back out. Plus, I'm not really geared up. So I think that's the plan. Keep it nice and chill for today. There's no need to go into the Nether and ruin what a nice relaxing time we've had. Because it probably would. Temporarily, we'll use signs and it'll be fine. But yes, maybe, just maybe in the future, we could do that. Anyway, now the fun task. And I say that sounded ironically, I actually love this kind of stuff. There's nothing I enjoy more than organizing in real life or in Minecraft. Organizing all of my items and splitting them up into different chests and kind of laying them out how I want to. I am genuinely excited to do this, and maybe that's a little bit sad, I don't know. "30 minutes later, and we have a fully labelled storage room. I haven't done every single chest because I don't know what I'm going to end up getting, and it gives me a bit of wiggle room. I always like doing that. I won't go through every single thing with you. Just if you want to have a look, you can. Most importantly, we have Polish deep slate. New type of deep slate, I guess. And then over on this side, we have everything else. I think I've covered basically everything. When I was putting my stuff away, everything kind of has a nice little slot. Some things may not make sense, but to me they do, like water, for example. That's just like ocean type plants and stuff. But yes, all good. I do definitely think I want item frames though instead. Either that or to get some glow squid ink just to make this pop a little bit, because it's not the most obvious of things to like read. Like, it's a little bit blurry, these signs are, for some reason. It may be the shaders, I'm not sure. But either way, I am very happy to have all of this done. I do still have a few things over in this house. Basically just ores and valuables chest. This is my valuables chest. Maybe not the most valuable. Like ominous bottles, they're actually probably not very valuable. They can go somewhere else. And then all of my ores in here, and then I've got like to smelt stuff can go in this one. But I don't have much of the room in here, so That's about all I can fit. Still getting through my copper. Slowly but surely. Yeah, really, really quite happy with this building. It is a grand improvement upon the previous one. No offense to that. Now I'm looking for miscellaneous. Where? There it is, miscellaneous items. Stick those up there. Have a little sort. Oh, and one more. My pink petals are all up here. They have their own dedicated chest. And the bonus with this design, if I do end up needing more in the future, I could pretty easily like do a ladder or some sort of water drop over here in replace of this crafting table and just have, you know, a way bigger storage room underground. But I think for a long time, this is going to be more than enough for us. But that is a good job, well done. The very final thing that we need to do, maybe most importantly, is get this bee nest down so these guys aren't just stuck in a chest for the rest of their lives. Now where do we want to put it? Which tree? Maybe this one? Or maybe one of the ones back here? Some of these may actually already have one on. I don't think so. I'm going to keep it fairly close by. I don't like putting it on the outskirts. I feel like they get lost if I do that. So let's just stick it right here. Oh, hey guys. Enjoy your new home with pretty nice building just beside it.